Hi, and welcome to this module on what type of communication tools should you have as a freelancer or an entrepreneur. Now, in today's age, I think that having a website is a must. Now, what should you have on your web page? That's another thing. You obviously would have to have a presentation page that states what you can do for your clients. Now, that's very different than what you offer as services. So the nuance is at the level of what problems do you solve for your clients. So that should be the type of writing that you do in that page. Another page should be your presentation. Who are you? What is your studies? What is your experience? What have you done? Why are you starting out your business? What are your goals? All of those things should be on that page. Also, you should have a blog or a news section so that you get a lot of content out there and get yourself known. Content marketing is really the craze right now, and it's really working. So it is one of the best way to get known. Contact information, and obviously you want to have some presence on some social platforms, but we will go through those in the next module. Now, other things that you might want to have, business cards. Even though in today's everything is done by email, by social media, you still will need to have business cards. Now, having said that, you obviously, if you print them and you keep them and you don't distribute them, they are absolutely useless for you. So you want to do, if you print them and you go ahead and make sure that you have a nice laid out presentation cards, you want to make sure to participate in activities where you can get yourself known, make connection, do some networking. Now, this is not necessarily for everybody. If you are into a type of business where your profit margin is very low, now meeting people one-on-one might not be the best way to get your business going, simply because it is not time productive. So if everybody, or if any new client gives you only $20, if you are spending hours with them or half an hour with them having networking activities, unless they can bulk buy your offering, it is not necessarily the best use of your time. Having said that, if each client can bring you 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and so on, then it is worth your time. Okay, so business cards, obviously having them printed, but also having activities where you can get them into hands. All right, and the last thing that I want to talk to you about is a kind of a presentation folder for your business and your services. Now, depending on what you are doing, if you're very international or if you're very local, if you're doing B2B or if you're doing B2C, you might need to have something that is a little bit more catered to your type of clients. Now, obviously, your website should take a good part of that, but there's information on that you might not necessarily want to have on your website. For example, your pricing list. You might not necessarily want to have that in there, but if you're trying to get a corporate client, if you're into the B2B segment, eventually you will have to send them a price quote a proposal. And along with some of the information or the quotation that you have, some information about your company, some information about the resource. So you might want to invest some money into the layout of that. Now, I wouldn't go ahead and print a lot of things on paper. What I would do is I would probably have some sort of a template and modify that and print as need be. The other exception or the other reason why that might be a good idea, also for you, printed document for giving into hands other than business cards, would be if you are very a localized business, and mailing might be an option that you would want to consider. Now, for example, if you're a dentist, if you are a physiotherapist, massage therapist, most of the clients that you will have are within a certain amount of kilometers from you. You can obviously do advertising through social media and in other platforms as well, but also mailing might be one of the avenues that you want to look at. So for all those reasons, I think that having a printed document is something to consider. Obviously, like I said, for business cards, it makes no sense to print something and keep it into your closet or in your basement or in your garage. You have to get it out there. It is not necessarily something for everybody, like I said. It depends if you're having high value or if you are generating a good amount of money for each client, and if your business is very localized. So you have to check all of those parameters. So those are the basics of the communication tool that I would start with. Obviously, there's a lot more, but this course is for getting you up and going. So I would definitely start with those and build on that as we go along. All right? Hopefully that helped you out. And if you have any questions, feel free. Thank you.